Welcome to Tales Untold. This story comes from Maine. I was a teenager during this. The things I remember are very vivid, and I'm scared of the things I don't remember. One night my mother and I had decided to go to the mall. Our mall was about 4 miles from our house, not a long trek. We drove there, did some shopping, had a bite to eat and drove home. As we rounded the corner to our driveway, I said, "Mom. What's that?" She was already looking up when I said that. She said that she didn't know what that was, but it was huge. This thing in the sky blotted out the stars. The object was so black that it almost didn't seem like a black that I'd ever seen before. It was more of a void. It had lights around it, green, red, white, blue, yellow. My mom drove the car closer to it, and I must admit I was glad but scared to death. We kept exchanging words about this thing, commenting on the size and shape. I rolled my window down and heard nothing. No hum of an engine. Nothing. In fact, it was oddly quiet for our neighborhood. We didn't hear any noise at all. No kids, no cars, no televisions, no air conditioners. Nothing. We were rolling closer to it when I looked at the clock on the car dashboard. 7:15. It was dark, it was quiet, and all we could see in the sky was this giant black circle with lights around it. My mom put the car in park, right in the middle of the road. I saw her hand go for the door handle and I said, "Mom, no." She wanted to see this thing as clearly as possible. I wanted to as well, but I also wanted to be home. Home was about 50 yards from where we were parked. All we remember after that is being in our house and talking about how odd it was to have seen that object hovering just above the tree line. Then, we can only recall it happening a second night. We'd gone to the mall again, done the same things, and when we rounded that corner, there it was again. 7:15. Then, a third night. Somehow after that third night of doing the exact same things at the exact same time, we didn't talk about it again. It was like it happened but it didn't happen. Our minds just somehow knew not to talk about it. To compartmentalize it or something. It was just after Thanksgiving break, about a week after this all happened, we were watching the news with my father. A story came on about an older couple in a nearby town who saw lights in the sky, just above the tree line, and described just what we'd seen those 3 nights in a row. I remember looking at my mother and her looking back at me as if we'd both just been reminded of those nights. I pointed at the screen and said, "That's what we saw." My father leaned forward to look at my mother and I, "Dad, we saw that 3 nights in a row a few weeks ago." He asked us if we were joking and we assured him that we were not. He asked us why we hadn't told him about it. My mother told him that she'd only just remembered it after seeing it on the news. I agreed with her. He was floored. He always believed in UFOs, even though he'd never seen one. He had us tell him everything we could remember. He told us it sounded like we lost time. That was a good way to put it. We saw it happen 3 nights in a row at the same exact time each night, or we saw it once and it felt like 3 nights. What happened to all of that lost time? Did my mother actually get out of the car? Had something taken us? Or made us forget things? This drove us crazy. We tried and tried to come up with reasons or logical explanations. We tried to debunk our own story. It wasn't working. Where did that lost time go? My mother has always been a skeptic, and I am as well. This was a hard one to explain away. Of course we have no idea what happened on those 3 nights with our lost time, but we'll never forget seeing that news story, and suddenly being able to retrieve what we did remember.